Hello everybody, welcome. I am Teresa with Keep in Touch Crafts and I am coming to you from Oak Grove, Minnesota. Thank you so much for stopping by here on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to be putting this onto my Facebook page as well, so welcome no matter where you're joining me from. Usually I do this at 8 p.m. on Thursdays, so some people might be wondering what's going on. You know how summer is, it's already jumping into June here, and it's my schedule is just getting kind of messed up a little bit. So I am trying to do this in a different way. Last week I was down in Des Moines, and my son graduated from medical school, and we were down there with him, and so I didn't have my live last Thursday, and tonight it wasn't going to work out again, so I thought I didn't want to keep missing, so I'm doing this earlier in the day on Thursday, yes, whatever day it is. I'm doing it earlier in the day, and that way when you come to my Facebook or YouTube channel anticipating to see the live, hopefully you won't be as disappointed. As it's better than nothing, hopefully. And I will make sure to go back and look at all of your input. You know, I can answer questions. I can do all of that afterwards, and I will go through all of the comments and help you out in that way. And you can always message me as well if you have any questions or anything like that with what we have going on here. This is going to be part 2 of using our artistic mix masks that we have in our new annual catalog that just came out recently. So we're going to use what we made 2 weeks ago. We made a whole bunch of backgrounds. I'm going to show you a few ideas on what we could do with those. I'm also going to show you how to use our paste with those masks as well, because we didn't do that last time. We were mainly doing coloring and different techniques, embossing, that kind of thing. Well, this is using the paste. I'll show you that as well, because that is another fun way to use this, those artistic mix masks. That's a mouthful. So I was gone last week, like I said, due to my, we were celebrating my son becoming a doctor. I'm so proud of him and all of my boys and my sons. They're not boys anymore, they're men. Just proud of them all, and it was so fun to celebrate. So I am back now here. He is with us for a little bit more. Maybe he'll peek his head in today, I don't know. He is here for a little bit longer until he goes away to residency, to do his residency out of state. So if we see him poke his head in, I'll have him say hi. If not, we'll have to do that again and when he visits. I know we weren't able to do our Mother's Day stamping with the kids. Like, I know we did that for 2 years in a row, but it didn't work out this year. I'll have to try to arrange that again sometime. That was always a lot of fun. And I'm checking here to see if anybody has left any comments or they happen to be tuning in. I also, most of my watchers tend to see my videos typically after they're live, so welcome to all of you. We are going to be going on, I'll be putting my computer up here in a few minutes just to let you know of a few things going on here for June. June is so busy for Stampin' Up! Time. It's in all of life, I guess, right? We're getting into that summer mode and going on vacations. School is out. I work at a library, and the library gets super busy because the kids are getting out of school. We have programming going on. Lots of fun. I know for a few years we weren't able to do that, so all of us are just ready to go and excited about getting kind of back into the old ways of getting some fun social things going on. Also, let's see, what else do we have going on? Vacations. We're going to be doing a few things with family here, and I know you're busy too, so you just check back every so often. I'd love to see your projects and what you've come up with. I will be happy to post those if you'd like, or just to show me. I would love to see what you create as well. We learn from one another here, and that is the beauty of it all, is just finding the like-minded people who enjoy doing this type of a craft. Even if you haven't done a lot of paper crafting, it is for all levels of crafting, and you build your skills through time, but you don't have to be artistic or super talented to be able to create beautiful cards for your family and friends. It's very doable. I don't have any special artistic flares. I mean, it's just something we all can do, and that's the beauty of it. And people appreciate handmade that handmade goodie that you've made for them. It's kind of a rarity now. And cards in the store, oh my goodness, they're so expensive anyways, and they're not as personal that way. Okay, enough of my harping, as my mom used to call it. I'm going to switch over to my computer here, and I'm going to show you a few things going on, okay? All right, so here I am showing you that it is Kit Crafting Month here, and we are going to be featuring all kinds of kits for the month of June through Keep in Touch Crafts as well as Stampin' Up. For every $25 you spend with me buying any products, including kits or otherwise, your name's going to go into a drawing, and I'm going to be giving away a kit at the end of June. And we're just going to be enjoying the kits that Stampin' Up! Has put together, because they are great for going on vacation or having that rainy day project to do. Take it to the lake. You can give them as gifts. They are great for like a birthday party or something. Maybe a bunch of kids want to work on a couple kits. They are a very affordable, all-inclusive craft that you can take with you on vacation. And so Stampin' Up! Has a lot of them available right now, and they're very affordable. Anybody who does order those, you're going to be getting a special going on, a buy one get one offer through June as well. So that's another bonus. I'm going to show you. Hang on one second here. All right. That's a different one. Okay. So they have a special going on right now, a buy one get one 50% off sale. So you can get 2 kits. One of them is the regular price, and then the other one is 50% off, and they're very affordable anyways. They're, anywhere from gosh, I should have looked up the price, you guys. They're under $20, and they have so many different kinds. They're even getting some, though, other kits too that are not just cards. They're getting one of them is I should have gotten those up. Let's see. Where are they? Kits. Here I'm going to show you our kids collection. Sorry about that. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't have it ready. We have so many kits, and they're okay. Here's going to be a memory notebook. This is brand new. It's right here. This is the latest kit, and it's called Love This Memory Kit, and it is just a way to preserve memories, perfect for like maybe after your summer. You could do end of the summer and make it as you go. And that one is $25, and it let's see what it comes with. So you can see it comes with a lot. It's fully stocked, and it even has adhesive, everything you need to be able to make a kind of a memory kit. And so that would be fun. And there's a lot more. Feel free to go on to the Stampin' Up's website, and you're going to be able to go through these kits a lot quicker than I'm showing you. I just want you to see that there's a lot to choose from. And we even have a magnet board that you can put together and personalize for your craft room or for your calendar, for your family, that kind of thing. And you can make it look in a way that will match your decor at your home. It comes with clips and the different papers, and you can personalize it. It comes in different languages too. It's trying to show you that, I guess. Let's see. And there's even some Christmas ones there. You could be getting some projects done beforehand, getting ready for Christmas. There are masculine, there are kids, there are just so many to choose from. And again, they're buy one, get one during the month of June. And for every $25 spent in shopping with me, then your name goes in a drawing for those kits I'm going to give away. All right. And then we also have a subscription box that you can get, an all-inclusive kit. This month for June is called Pick of the Crop. I did post a little video that they made to kind of show you a little bit more about it, but it's an all-inclusive kit. You can just get 1 month if you want, or you can get, you can keep going for up to a year. Whatever, I mean, it's up to you. But it's a wonderful, ships to your home every month. And you have to subscribe by the 10th of each month. And this month you can see the it's called Pick of the Crop, and it makes 9 cards with envelopes that match. All right, let's go back here. We are going to be getting to our fun now, finally. If you have any questions about any of those things I quickly went through, let me know. It's a lot. So I'm going to be showing you some projects now to use those backgrounds that we made last time, and then how to use the masks with our paste. So let's start out with making the cards that we're going to do. Okay, and I'm showing you in our catalog some of the things I'm using. Now these are the masks that we used, and those are on page 128 of our catalog. If you don't have a catalog, you don't have a demonstrator, let me know. I'm happy to send you out a catalog. You may be also getting a catalog in the mail if you've gotten mine before, because we do have another catalog coming out that goes live in July 1st, and that is a mini catalog that will be doing more like fall and Christmas and things like that. So you can watch for that, and it's Celebration, which is a fantastic time to get some free product and all that, but that'll be in the future. I want to show you this, those masks that we're using, where they're located in our catalog, and what else are we doing today. Let's see, I marked a few things. Let's see here. We're going to be using some of these vellum, Lovely Layers vellum. And I just want to show you where those are. They're on 139, so those will be something we can use. And now you use what you have at home too. You do not have to get anything special. You will be able to use your backgrounds that you've made with whatever you have. I'm just showing you hopefully a bunch of ideas in hopes that something will appeal to you and you'll be able to use. We're going to use some of these decorative, what are they called? The in color matte decorative dots. I'm going to use some of those. I'm going to be using this black and white gingham ribbon. I love this. You can color it too so that it's black, and it can be whatever color you would like, and you can use your blends on those and make that match your project. I also love using this metallic, what is it called? 1/8 inch metallic woven ribbon, and those are in the 5 in colors, so those are something that I'm going to be using as well. One other thing, let's see. Oh, I wanted to tell you that we do have a magnetic plate in now for our large stamp and cut and emboss machine. They did not have that before. We had one at one time and it was not performing, so they pulled it right away, and they have been working really hard to get a new one. I was going to show you mine. So for our stamp and cut and emboss machine, you know, it does a lot with die cutting, embossing folders, that kind of thing. And this is the new plate. It is very hefty, very strong. They're having a little warping trouble before. And so there you can see they've definitely solved that. This is a very heavy, thick surface, and that is not going to work. So to use your sandwiches here, if you want to use it with a die, you use 1. And then this magnetic plate is number 5. And then you also would use your one of your number 3 plates. And this is your cutting plate. Mine needs to be replaced, looks like. But that is how you use that. What's nice is, I'll show you here. So let's say you have a die that you're going to be using. You can see how that sticks. It's so nice. You don't have to worry about, let's say you're going to be cutting this out. You put that on there, and that sticks really, really nicely. And that's going to stay onto your project, and you don't have to use as much like tape and that kind of thing. And it really holds that into place, and it's very, very handy for when you're using the metal dies. So that is what that plate is for. So I just wanted you to know that we do have that available now. It was not available before. And so we have that, and it works fantastic. All right, let's put this back. I'm not using this today. Some of the dies I have used in some of these projects. One of them is called Amazing Thanks dies. And what I like about these are you get the words, the outline, and the actual words cut out. And you'll see that in some of my projects. So for example, here is the word thanks. This is the outline die for it. It's just kind of like that shadow around it. And then we also have the actual die that cuts out the word. So then you can layer those, and it really makes that pop, and I'm going to show you that. So if you're wondering where I got that, that's Amazing Thanks die set, and it has thanks, and it has you. So if you want to do thank you, you can just trim off the S, and then you can use it for thank you. And then it has amazing and you are. So you are amazing, thanks, and thank you can be made with this set. So that is super fun. I use that for some of it. Then there's a set. Oh no, that's not the one. I'm getting this other one here, guys. Where did I put it? I probably have it ready to go. All right. This is a super nice set to have too. This one is called Beautiful Shapes. Really nice for kind of the thing that we're making today. I didn't use this one, but this would be also nice to have because it makes shapes, and that really kind of goes along with some of our backgrounds that we made. Well, I'm going to show you more in a bit. Okay, so I also used the Fabulous Frames dies. That's another option. It makes these frames various shapes, and you'll be seeing some of that. I'm using, here was that vellum. So this vellum paper that I showed you in the catalog, it comes in a whole bunch of them are already cut, and there's nothing on them, so it's vellum pieces ready to go on your cards. There's quite a few. I'm going to find my ruler here and tell you the size of them. Since when is my ruler not here? Probably Tyler was in here and stole it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to grab it. All right, sorry guys. So these layers that come in this pack are 3 3/4 by 5. And you get a lot of vellum in these packs. Let's see if my sheet is on here. They are called Lovely Layers, 3 3/4 by 5. They're vellum, and you get 60 sheets in here. They are not all printed, just so you know that. You get a bunch of them that are ready to go, cut, and just ready for your projects. And now I have used a bunch of them on projects as well, so this isn't going to be how many this isn't showing you how many you get that are printed. Oh, that was a different project. Okay, I stamped on it. There you go. And then, so I wanted to show you, you get a few. Now, again, I know I've used some of these. I used one of these in our sample today, but this is one pattern that you get in there. You get this kind of hills is what it looks like to me, kind of the hills and valley type. I know you get some greenery sheets. I have this on one of them too. You can see what that looks like. And it does coordinate with some of our stamp sets. You can see that in the catalog. Is that everything? Oh, and then you get this circle. There's like a couple of circles together. Just kind of, they can be used in so many ways. You can only imagine, right? Your mind starts to go crazy and think of all these various uses you could have with those. And they're super handy to have because the vellum is already cut. So you can just put it on your project, and it's really easy to make a bunch of cards and use this product. So that is one of the things I'm using. I'm also using a Memories and More kit. And what does that mean? Well, these are for people who do scrapbooking and that kind of thing, but they are also great for card making. Very affordable. This one is Texture Chic Memories and More pack. They always come with the small size of papers that are cut. This is 3 by 4, and they're great for your scrapbooking, but also for your card fronts. There are those other layers that really add a lot. This is just kind of a lot of texture and kind of an artistic look. They're double-sided, so you get twice as many choices here. Some of them are like, this says, thankful for this wonderfully ordinary day, so that'd be great for scrapbooking, but who knows, you can use it for other things as well. Everything beautiful starts with love. Life is better with you. So it looks like one side has more of the scrapbooking wording on there. And you can imagine all the different things you can do with these. And I'm going to be using these with some of our projects today. It's just nice because they're all color coordinated. So you can find coordinate your cards. And they do come with, the Memories and More are a kind of a line of product that we have. And you can get the note cards ready to go. And they're smaller. So they're, let's see here. Since I'm going to be using one of them, they come with the envelopes and the cards, and this is the size of them, 3.5 by 5, and then these work really well on there, and these do as well. So this could be for scrapbooking, or you can use this on our regular size cards and cut them down to what you want. The large sizes here, I believe, are 4 by 6. 4 by 6. Great for your scrapbooking, but for cards as well. Really beautiful images and backgrounds, textures, colors, and this would really help you color coordinate everything, which is what we're known for, right, for Stampin' Up! And it does come with a bunch of stickers that you'd be able to use to embellish. And some of these are even foil, gold foil on them. So they're very high quality and just really make your images and your projects look really finished and beautiful. Okay, I'm probably going way off camera all the time. Sorry, guys. So that is another thing that works well with these backgrounds that I'm going to be using. But again, use what you have. If these are really a nice addition though to have. You don't have to buy a lot to get a lot. So these are very affordable, and then they have so much to offer in one little pack here. This is my own, I just put them in these stamp cases. Doesn't come in that, but it's another storage idea, and then I just put the label on there. And I am using this lasting label. It's a new label punch that we have, and I find this to be really pretty and very, it's not so fancy that it has to be for a fancy card, or it can be for quite a number of different projects, and it's just an interesting look to it, so we'll try that as well. Okay, let's take a look. What do we got here? So if you recall, we made backgrounds, lots of backgrounds. Let's get this book out of the way so we can get going on our fun. Here's an example of one of them that we used, and I'll show you again what the actual artistic mix decorative masks looked like. We made a bunch of backgrounds with these. You have one that has a couple of labels on it, and it also gives you the other, let's see, you can see here, you get the actual piece that comes out too, which is a really handy way of masking off things, coloring. You can use it, the negative or the positive on that one. There are, here is a pattern, let's see, this pattern, and then this one, and the large squares, and the smaller squares. And you can imagine all the fun you can use and come up with for these. We're going to do use our paste in a little bit, so I'm going to set these aside, but we had already made some backgrounds, and I'm going to bring those in. Oh, here was another die set I wanted to show you. This stylish shapes. This is one I just keep at my desk because I use it all the time. Circles, squares, banners, they're really handy. And so some of the backgrounds, I used some of them and made some things ahead of time too. But we had made some shapes just with inking. And this one, we used our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine and did a very subtle imprint, dry embossed with this. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's very subtle. You can use that in a lot of ways too. And we used the same one and did some inking and some texture and backgrounds. And again, I haven't done anything more with this. We can stamp on that. We have one here that had a background, and then we also used the larger squares and did a clear embossing on there. And we used our metallic embossing powder and tried some different colors. You can use this the way it is, or you can cut things out, portions out, depending on what colors you wanted to use. And I did this on foil, so that's where the other part is just there from the foil background. This is that same stencil. We had masked off this center and used white embossing powder on the outside. And this is similar to the one we're using here that we had just done some inking. So that was kind of fun. There are others. I'm going to show you, well, let's see. So we did some inking with different colors like so. We haven't made anything with that one yet. And let's go ahead and I'm going to show you a card, an idea I had with one of these. So what we're going to do is I have a piece of our Tahitian Tide, it's called. It's one of our new colors. And I made a card base with that, which is just a half a piece of our cardstock. And we cut it at 5.5 by 8.5, scored down the center at 4 1/4. So that's just a standard card base. And then I am going to be using this on top of here. What I'm going to do is grab my trimmer here. And we're going to do some cutting. I am going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it at an angle right through here. So I'm going to put this on the cut line. It doesn't have to go perfectly through the center. It could go at an angle or however you want. But I know I want it to go at an angle there. So I'm just going to put the points on this track roughly. And when you close that, you can kind of see, I'm going to move it back a little bit. I can see right through the center where it's going to be cutting. So I can move it around to get it in exactly in the right spot. And I'll use this darker one to cut. And I will be cutting some more, but it'll be after I want to figure out how much to cut off here in a bit. What I've decided to do is I want to have an open area like so and have a stamped sentiment go right through here. And what I'm going to do then is I have to figure out now, depending on how big you want it, like you might have a stamp that has 2 lines on it or a different shape. So that's why I just cut it where I wanted it. And we can adjust this as needed. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my sentiment. I have it already on a block. And it says, sending get well wishes your way. And I thought this would be a nice way to use this nice long sentiment here. And that comes from the Heavenly Hollyhocks stamp set. Use what you have, but it's hard sometimes when they're this long, especially on a front. But this is one way to use a longer sentiment. And I am going to use this darker color here, which is our, I believe that one is this Starry Sky. It could be our Orchid Oasis too. Either one works. But I want a little bit darker sentiment usually here. So I am going to go ahead and stamp this where we want it to be. And I kind of want to take a look here and plan a little bit so I'm not going at the wrong angle or something. But if we had it together, it would be about like this. And let's kind of scoot it apart a little bit just to give me an idea of where I want to stamp that image. And so I can go ahead and put down, I can use one of these or a couple of Post-it notes and get that in the similar spot. Just rough. I just kind of roughly want to know the angle that we're going to go at. Whoops. And we'll try another one here. And it'll just be straight across. Again, this is very rough. Will this work? You know, I want to make sure this cut angle works with the angle that I'm putting the sentiment at. Yeah, so that should be okay. I'm going to go ahead and stamp. Excuse me. We're going to ink this up a little bit. We don't want to get a lot, like this had a little bit. I might have over inked it there. I'm going to kind of try that again. I got a little carried away. This one is a new, this is a new ink pad. So it is really, as they call it, juicy. And so I went a little overboard. Let's try that again. Just a gentle little tap on that. Just want to make sure it's got a nice amount of ink on there. And with these clear photopolymer stamps, you can see exactly where you're going. And it's going to go right here. Okay. Giving that an even pressure, trying not to wiggle it too much. Perfect! Yay! That's what we want. Close up this messy guy. And look, I already have ink all over me. I don't know how I do that. There are so many crafters that are just all neat and tidy, but I'm not. I'm messy. Oh my goodness. I have to use alcohol or something to get that off. I'm going to let that be for now. Make sure it's dry. It won't get on everything. Ah, so messy. There we are. There's our area. Now we want to base our the rest of our card off of the placement of that. So if I want this to be approximately here, and this approximately here, okay, that's about where I want it, then I'm going to mark on my project with a pencil. This is really personalizing your card to your, you're just personalizing it as you go. This isn't the way to mass produce something, but it's a good way to design something maybe. I am going to kind of trim that here. And I'm going to trim this one. I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So I'm just marking where that 1/8 of an inch is on my pieces here. And hopefully when I trim them, that's going to come out the way I want. All right, so we are going to trim these down to fit. And we see one of them is here. So I'm going to pull that down to the bottom. So you can kind of see that. I always want to cut off my mark. That's kind of how I do it. I cut off my mark. So there's that. And then the other one is right here. I don't know if you can see that. So we'll put it this way, and I'm going to pull it this way. And I'm going to trim off the mark about there. Whoops, that's my scoring blade. That didn't do anything. Okay, there's one piece. Then we're going to trim our other one here. And there we go. I see one right here. Trim that one off. And we'll trim off one more. That one is right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Just a little mark that we're going to cut off. All right. And I can tell where it's going to cut by that little track there. Okay. Perfect. Now you can save those pieces you cut off. They can go on the inside if you want, or sometimes on an envelope, depending on how big they are or whatever. But I'm going to keep them just in case, because of course then they are going to match perfectly with our project, so you don't have to do anything separate. Let's take that away, bring our project back in, and see how it's going to look. Yikes, scary. All right, there's a little border there. And sometimes you gotta, trim them a little. Like maybe I did it the other way. Let's try it the other way. I should have probably marked that. Which one was top and which one was bottom. So that's a note to self on that. Because they can be different when you're not doing them, based on an actual exact layout, when you're kind of just going by eye. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I think I'm going to trim one of these. So let's go. I don't think it really mattered which one went up in the corner, does it? No. And we're going to pull this one over here, approximately 1/8 or so. Oops. Just want to see where I want to do some tweaking of the cutting, the trimming. We want to get it, nice and even, straight, all that good stuff. It looks a lot better that way. Now, you can see if I put it on exactly into place, it could be better. Okay, this is with these here. Now if I switch it, I'm going to put it into place and see if it's better this way. Or you could do it either way, it doesn't really matter. I just want to see which one just is more appealing to the eye, I guess. So that is approximately in place there. Either one, I think they both look about the same. I'm going to just use it this way for now. And so if I did that, what would I want to change? Let's start with this one. I think I would want to change it by, it's not straight, so we need to make it straight. I want to trim off a little bit more. I want it to be, let's make it straight. So if this was, kind of want it like so. And I can tell that I need to cut off more over on this end. So if I cut it like that, I'm eyeballing it to see if it's straighter with the sentiment this way. I think that'll be better. Ooh, I'm drawing on the wrong thing. All right, that's where I'm going to trim this one. And you can tell, I drew right on the card. Ah, I have a better eraser, it'll come off, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. Better eraser, where are you? I'll probably cover this up anyways. Goodness, the messy stamper. That's what I should be calling my channel, the messy stamper. Okay. This one isn't too bad. It is a little crooked though. I do want to trim this one as well. It's going to leave a bigger gap in the middle, but that's okay. I want it to be straight. That is going to matter the most. And I think this one kind of does get a little close here anyway, so I want to trim that part anyways. Regardless, I am going to go to make it straight. I'm going to trim about, I want to make sure this is straight on the where I'm holding it too. Okay, so I'm going to go about right there. Oh, I suppose it didn't even mark. My head getting in the way, I don't even know. I think I can see it. Do it again. I don't know if my lead wasn't far enough down. Still learning how to operate a pencil, I guess. Okay, let's go about right here. It's cutting a lot. Hope I don't hate it. Trimmy, trimmy. All right, now to get it in the track, you can tell that we want it to come out about right there. So we got to be real careful that you don't tear the paper. All right, and there we go. I must need a new blade in my trimmer. I wear it out, I use it so much. This one is here. Okay, and we'll give that a try. We'll see how it looks. I hope it looks good. All right. I don't remember again which one I had up and which one down. Ah, should have noted. Okay, what do you think? I think it'll work. Okay, I wonder though, and again, I'm going to try it this way. I should have written down top and bottom. Stuff you learn as you go, and you look back and go, huh, should have done that. So when you're doing these, mark top and bottom, and you'll know. I'm going to have this one be definitely the bottom. So I'm going to have this wide band here on the right, and the no band on the left. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is get my dimensionals. They are going to pop these layers up a little bit off of our project and kind of show a little dimension that way. Okay, here we go. We're going to put dimensionals on there. These are, in my opinion, a must-have for your paper crafting because they are so handy. They add really a lot to your project. And some people like to put a million of them on. Some people sparingly. I don't know. I try to be in the middle somewhere, I guess. I just don't want it to get saggy. That's the thing. You want to make sure it doesn't. If you don't use enough, it could kind of bend down in an area, and you don't want that. Okie dokie, you get the idea. And you can always use these edges for some longer strips, like even for something like this, you could use an edge portion, and that can kind of save you from having to put a whole bunch of them down. You can just do something like that. Nobody sees it. And if they do, they shouldn't be looking. How's that? Okay, so we will pull these off. I like to use my handy dandy, not a notebook. It's not a handy dandy notebook like they say on Blue's Clues. This is a handy dandy take your pick tool. Oh my. Okay. Gonna get these off of there, and we're gonna put it on the front of the card. Okay. And this one was the one that goes over here. I want it nice and evenly spaced around the edges, a nice 1/8 of an inch. Might have to stand up for this. Okay, then we'll do the other one. Tonight I'm going to be going and helping with a swap, and a lot of us who are demonstrators love to get ideas and share ideas with one another, and so we make swaps. So I made 2 sets of 11 of the same cards. So one set was 11 cards of all the same, and then I opted to do a second one. Some people did 3, some 1. You can choose, and then we swap. So now I'm going to leave, give those away that I made, and then I'm going to come home with 20 cards that are all different. And that is such a great way to get inspired. Oh, this is not straight. Don't like that. It kind of spreads out there. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to make this white edge go away a little bit. I don't like that on here. And it was going right onto the project, and now, yeah. So I'm going to have to blend that in a little bit more, but it was like this white edge really showing, just like here. Okay. And then I think I would just use my blending tool to kind of hide that a little bit. And then you can decorate this you could use images, you could use, stamped images. This is the stamp set. You could put flowers on there. This one I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to bring in the ribbon probably. Let's see. I kind of like the idea, except there's no black. Otherwise I could have, if I was going to use this, I was going to just show you how it works. You could just use your blends and color like so on it, and you suddenly have matching ribbon. Isn't that cool? You can do whatever color you're using. We have everything coordinates. But since I use the darker ink here and not black, I don't want to introduce black at this point. So I am going to use some ribbon that is our metallic. And which one do I want to use? Let's use this is the Tahitian tied one. And I'm going to just kind of make a little bow and put it in that little area there. And we'll kind of bring it down and fuss with it a little bit. And bows take a while to get used to making. But it just takes practice, just like anything. I used to loathe and I hated bows. I could not do it. And I just made myself learn and practice. And now they're good enough here. There are also things called bow jigs or different tools you can use to help you make nice bows. So that's another thing to try. And where do we want this? I think what I'm going to do is put some of my bling on here, my gems or whatever. So let's pull those out. I'm going to use our in colors, the matte ones. And those I know will always match. So that's what's nice is I could use any of the colors here. I could even use the pinkish reddish. That's our what's called our sweet sorbet. And any of those would go well. So it just depends if I want to have something that's, you know, bringing out that color. I want to kind of make it stand out, or if I want it to kind of blend in a little. Oh, I wish I could be saying, hey everybody, what do you think? So if I am using this ribbon, maybe I'll just use the coordinating ones here. And you can see they are kind of an ombre for color, so that's kind of nice too. You have various shades of the same color. So what I'm going to do is go here. I could even do more than one color. Oh, do I dare? And maybe I'll do this one. Ooh, I'm getting just crazy. Sending you well wishes, or get well wishes your way. Could have been better with, I'm not all that happy with how it turned out with the trimming, and I have a few things I want to change up on it. Now I'm going to put two more, I always like to use odd, I'm going to put two more colors here. So I'm going to go with a small, normally I use 3, but every once in a while I go crazy like this and do more, just because I want to. All right, you're getting the idea, hopefully. Let's get this a little straighter. Sending well wishes your way. And our little bow needs to go on here somewhere. Of course, I like to use our glue dots for those. And I'm going to press my bow onto my glue dot. You can kind of roll it up as well and make that adhesive more hidden. So you can see, I don't know if you can see very well, that this, my hand is embarrassing. The glue is showing a little bit, or the adhesive dot is showing just a little, but I'm going to roll that over back behind itself or onto itself, and then that will make it so that doesn't show, like that. No adhesive dot showing. And we are going to put that about here. How's that? All right, sending well wishes your way. Then you can knock yourself out decorating the inside. You could use something here, but I think for this one, this is something where you probably want to write them a note. So I'm going to just put a basic white panel on the inside, a 4 by 5 1/4. And let's bring out our adhesive, wherever it is. Maybe I'll even use my liquid adhesive. I always like using that. Hope this is an open one, yay. So I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive around on here. It's very strong and it lets you wiggle it around before it grabs. You just don't want it to ooze out very much, and then you have to clean that off. So of course I'm a pro at cleaning off because I ooze sometimes like that. Once it's dry, I'm going to use this lovely adhesive pickup tool, and I'm going to go around and that'll come right off. Otherwise it might show as kind of shiny. And you could decorate this up a little bit. You could use some of those pieces that you cut off like I showed you before. You could use another, you could cut off a little bit of a side piece from another piece you made, like that one would match perfectly. If we wanted to do that, let's just try and see how that works. Just going to cut off let's say I'm going to do a little less than a 1/2 inch. And you could also use we have, what are these called? These are like shimmery sheets that we have of all the colors that would match this too, all the in colors. That would look nice as well. But I do want to cut this one down a little bit so that it fits on the white panel. So I'm just going to cut a little piece off here, like so. Get that liquid adhesive going again. Try to go a little lighter this time. I'm putting too much on. Doesn't that match pretty? Oh, I love it. Those colors, some of my favorites right here. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit to hide this white edge. That's the beauty of using this liquid glue. So you can kind of wiggle it a little bit for a little while here and then get it into place. There we go. That's better. And that's going to do it for this card. Just sending well wishes your way. Then you could fill this out. We do have a stamp set that I love right now that is good it's good for putting your little hand stamped stamp on the back. And there are several to choose from. Let's see where it's at here. Limited edition. It's called limited edition. And there's a lot of choices here. Made with love. We can do that one for today. And what else do we have? We have just for you, hand stamped, limited edition, a paper hug from me. Oh, that'd be cute too. One of a kind creation and handcrafted from the heart. So you can see that's such a nice set to give to somebody who's a stamper or for yourself, of course. I'm just going to grab a block here for my stamp. And I tend to do tone on tone a lot with these. So I'll just do the same Tahitian tide color. Just a light inking up there. Just a light little stamp there. Made with love. Okay. I love the bright colors. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. So these are showcasing our new colors that we have in our new catalog. All right, so I'm going to show you a few more ideas quick. The paper I was talking about was called this Glimmer paper. It's 2022 to 24 Glimmer paper, 6x6, and it has all of the colors that are the new ones, and you have several sheets of each, so you can see that they would coordinate really well with your projects if that used these ink colors. Okay, wanted you to see that, and you saw that. Kind of getting stuff out of the way here, and going through the pile to find all my stuff that I'm going to need. Boy, I really buried myself with my supplies. Here is one example of a background that we used. We made this background here together, and I cut it up into strips, and they're just random. They're not like neat and tidy, they're just random. And what I did was I took a piece of this in color paper and put it behind it so that they were the same size, and I cut them at an angle, and then I did every other color then on there, or every other strip. So here was one we made with a stencil, and then here's the one that was in the paper pack. And so then the paper pack I'm talking about is this 22 to 24 in color paper. You can see it comes with those colors that are new again, and I just use the coordinating green. There's several different patterns, but I think that must have been this one. And then my top and bottom weren't very even, so then I put a strip across the top and the bottom. Then I use that stamp or the die set that I showed you, and I have it with the glimmer paper behind there as the shadow, and it really is shimmery. I don't know if it shows very well for you on the camera, and I did pop it up on dimensionals to lift that up a little bit, put a little bling on there, and I just put a piece of this glimmer paper on the inside, so you'd be able to, you know, put whatever you want. So that was one example I made ahead of time. And you could, these are just a few, there's so much more I could do with these backgrounds. I did stamp one of them, and you could see you'd be able to cut that out, fussy cut it as we call it, just cut around it with your scissors, and then that would be a little greeting to have on the inside if you'd want. Oh, let's see, where are my samples? I know I had more. Oh, here we go. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you I discovered, which is not a good thing, but I wanted you to see it. I did do some die cutting with this black. Now the black, we just did a tone on tone, and we did the clear embossing powder. And when I went to cut it out with a die, it made the clear kind of cracked a little bit, and it shows. So I did not like how that turned out with it. Kind of just looks like it's gonna flake off maybe. If you don't mind that, it's fine, but I just wasn't happy with it. I didn't finish this card because I wanted you to see that what can happen. The black, the tone on tone black was a little bit tough to work with. It's kind of, it shows smudges and stuff too, but so I just wanted you to be aware of that, and maybe there are other ways of doing it that would be better, but I just had a little trouble with that. So something to, you know, not do. I made a real simple one. Many thanks. This is the Memories and More size of card stock that we have, and I don't know if you can see, just a real simple card. And I used a square cut out from the frames dies that I showed you earlier. Nothing fancy, but that was one other. I just fussy cut around that. That was one of the background images we made with our mask. Then I tried something quite different. This is quite different, right? Different look. So I used our background, and we had made this background, and then I just cut it apart and spread it apart. And then I used some of that vellum. This is the one that had the little dots on it. And I adhered that. I did heat emboss the word thank you on there. And I adhered it with the black. We have these brads that are black, and we also have white ones. And I think they're circles too, but they were just real nice for vellum. Vellum shows adhesive through it, so you kind of have to avoid that. But if you have brads, then you don't need to use adhesive, and it can just be on there like so. And I did make it so that it only opens on the top. Okay, I put this ribbon around it. I could use the blends on there if I wanted to put color on it. and I just hid the brads on the left with a piece of cardstock, and I just have this in there, and this you could write your sentiment here. You make my life brighter, and that was with that punch I was telling you about. So it just kind of is a different way to have your inside look. You could also put a gift card in there and that kind of thing. Any number of things you can do with that. You could make it wider, and then you could put the gift card actually on the paper, so when you pull it out, it is on it. But just some ideas. A different look here. And what else did I make? And this I wanted to show you. This is random. The Memories and More cards fit. They come with their own envelopes, so you can get a set of them. Nice handy thing. This is a nice size to make. They're not so big, and you can get a lot more bang with your buck with whatever it uses less product, basically. Here is the Memories and More kit that I used to make. I showed you that pack, right? And this Texture Chic, I used one of the larger pieces that came in this Memories and More pack. And this was a background that we had done together. We just clear embossed on foil. And then I cut out the outline with the outline die. And then I used just that soft succulent cardstock and cut out the actual word. And then I used our coordinating ribbon to go with that. I put the actual square piece on here that we did all the embossing on. I don't know if you can see you can see the texture and that kind of thing on there. And I made it an easel card. You can see that here a little bit. And it can sit up like so on a desk. And on the inside, then it just kind of folds back like this. That's the Memories and More paper here. I just grabbed other patterns that were inside. You could write a note to your recipient there. I covered up, there was some wording that was on the back side of this paper. I didn't want like the wording showing, so I covered it up with a different piece. They always coordinate, so that's what's nice. They're always the same colors. And I put a couple of the stickers that came in the pack. I put those on dimensionals, and they're the little prop for the actual easel portion of it. Okay, that's what keeps it from sliding down if they want to display that. And I thought that turned out so pretty. So you can see, you can have just kind of a whimsical look to it, or more elegant, I guess, look to it, depending on what you're using for products. And here was another example using the vellum sheets. I used that same background, except this is the opposite. So we used one of them on the other project, and here I used those papers to make another background on this one, put the vellum over it, and then punched out the paper, the cardstock that coordinated with this, and stamped Happy Birthday. I used that metallic ribbon there, and It's Time to Celebrate You on the inside, and I repeated that designer series paper here on the inside of our in colors. So that was another example of using that same background that we made. I think that was about all I made ahead of time for that. You can tell I use a lot of thank you cards, so I make a lot of thank you and birthday. I would say my favorites are probably these, maybe. What do you think? Let me know what you think about these guys. I was really, really happy with this one. Probably this is my favorite that we made, and that was just, we had made that background with the mask, and it just kind of added texture and shimmer, and we did some embossing with that. All right, let's quick do a little bit of a demo with our paste, and then I can let you go. I just wanted to make sure, I didn't think that talking about those masks, it would not be complete if we didn't use our paste. I was out of paste last when we made this first video. And so I ordered some and got some because my paste was done for. I had used it up. And I'm grabbing my supplies. Here we go. We're going to use this and this and paper. And you can use your silicone mat. Now, just so you know, when you use masks and you use this embossing paste, it's very, I don't know, it's hard to clean off. So I would suggest having an old toothbrush or something like that and some water. Some people even just keep it nearby. I probably won't, I'm not doing that today. I'll just go and clean up really well when we're done. But just know that you do kind of have to do that with this paste because it kind of sticks and that kind of thing, but it does come off. You can get it off, but you just wouldn't want to leave it on there for a long time because then obviously it would it could stain or mar the look of your masks. And speaking of masks, mine are hiding right now. Here they are. Oh, phew. I was getting very worried. So here are my masks. And we're going to play a little bit just to give you some ideas. If you have these masks, what else you can do with them. That is always fun. We also have like a set of these inexpensive spreaders, I guess. There's one more that I forgot to grab, I have a feeling. But anyways, you can use whatever you have. We'll use this one, I guess, for most of it. We're going to just start off with tone on tone. And I'm going to show you the difference between the two types that we have. One of them is just called embossing paste, and one of them is called shimmery white embossing paste. And I'll show you the difference here. We are going to, I'm just going to probably hold that into place, and I'll spread a little bit of each on there so that you can see what it looks like. Ooh, I just opened this for the first time. Ugh. Okay, there you go. That's what it looks like. Just goo. But it spreads very easily. I'm going to do it on the bottom half here. And, you can't always tell. I have a feeling my little stencil here might have had a little ink on it, so I see a light orangish kind of color coming off, and I'll just say I meant to do that, right? Not really, but all right. So there is our regular embossing paste on the bottom right. Then we're going to use our shimmery white on the upper left portion, just so you can see the difference. I don't know how well it'll show on the camera. Ooh, ooh boy. Ooh. All right, we're gonna just get a little bit off of here. I don't know if you can tell that it is more shimmery, that there's a little shimmer in it, which of course I have to have shimmer because I like shimmer. And I'll do it on this upper left part, and I can definitely see the shimmer from here, so you can really see it. And I'm just pressing that down onto this mask. You can use this with whatever stencils. Stampin' Up! Calls them a decorative mask, but it's basically like a stencil. So if you have, whatever you have, give this a try with it. Okay. Oh, the unveiling. Well, I can see parts that I missed, and I can see that it wasn't clean. Because I can see color on there, but that's what happens when you don't clean it. So you can, I don't know if you can tell, this bottom part is definitely a flatter look to it, more matte. I did spread a little bit of the shimmer over onto it, though, I see. And then the upper left is more shiny, shimmery. So note to self, clean off your stencils really well before you use white paste on them. And I am going to just grab, if I can find them here, I just have some baby wipes I'm going to use for now, just to try to tidy up a little bit. And the nice thing about a silicone mat like this is nothing sticks to it forever. Like that's what it's for. It's great for adhesive and oh my goodness, really? Wow. Yes. It's great for adhesive and apparently embossing paste. You know, lots of things won't stick to it, so that's super nice. It kind of, if you do get adhesive on there, it can kind of rub off and wash off later. All right, so what do you want to try next? You can get the idea of what you do with these. I need to clean this, you know, in the sink to get it nice and clean, but I'm just wiping it off for now a little bit, just to kind of show you how it does kind of stick a little bit. So typically I would probably go right away and just rinse it and scrub it off a little bit. It's not like it's impossible, it's just a little bit harder. You just can't just quick wipe it off. So I'm going to go scrub that later. And we're going to try, what should we try? I'm going to continue. I'm going to do just two more things so I don't keep you here all day. Let's do two of them together and see what happens. I'm going to use this color. I am going to put down, I don't know which one I want first. I'm going to put down this pattern on top of it. And then I'm going to put this pattern on top of that. That ought to be interesting. And I want it kind of centered. If you want, you can use some tape, kind of tape them down. Then you don't have to worry about them flipping around, because if it moves, that can really wreak havoc and make your project, you know, blurry or whatever. If it doesn't move, that's what you want. Of course, you can't tape down on a silicone mat, but it is fine to have, it'll tape down right onto the paper that I keep here, the grid paper. And that will help keep that all from moving around. And I'll probably tape this one also, because this will be an easy one to accidentally move. Okay, I'm trying to kind of center it a little bit, but it's not really going to matter too much. A lot of these I end up cutting down to different sizes or portions, like I might just have it on part of a card. And so let's start off, actually I might do, well, let's just do this one. I'm going to do the shimmer on here, and you kind of spread it like peanut butter, basically. Kind of what it reminds me of, a little bit runnier maybe. But you can kind of move it around and squish it, and you get it to kind of, it goes far. I mean, you have to do a lot of projects to run out of your embossing paste. And you just want to make sure that you close it up and keep it from getting dried out. It's gonna be pretty. I love this deep color of cardstock. That color is our Starry Sky, it's called. Looks like I'm using a lot, but I'm just getting little bits at a time. And just really spreading it back and forth. I want a nice even layer. And you can take it and move it around and get it as thick or, you know, thin as you want. I just kind of want it to be nice and even. I think that's pretty good. Well, it was. Okay, I think that'll be all right for now. And let's do the big reveal. Of course, we set it aside, it'll curl up, it'll dry, but then it kind of can be flattened out again. The initial kind of the wetness of it does make it kind of warp a little. All right, here's one off. And 2 off. Ooh, cool. Oh man, I think this is great. What do you think, guys? Isn't that pretty? Oh, wow. I love it. That is really pretty, and it's shimmery, and it shows the starry sky a little bit. This would be a great for a background on a card, and you could add flowers in that color or whatever. Lots of things you can do with that. One other thing I want to try is I want to do the opposite then and put it on white stock, but I want to color the paste a little bit and show you what that's like. Actually, I shouldn't take this down. I'm going to use, wonder which one I want to use. We could do a double-decker again. I don't know if that'll work well. No, I'm going to do it this way. All right, tape that one down. And tape this one down. Sorry, this is getting a little long, guys. I'll try to wrap it up here. This is the last one technique I'll show for this video. And then next week, I'm gonna probably have to do a similar thing again where I'm gonna record it ahead of time. And but I will probably try to showcase a kit, but I shouldn't say that unless I know for sure. But we definitely are into kit season here, as you know. Just a reminder, buy one, get one is going on, plus you can get into a drawing. All right, normally I would use my silicone mat for this, but since I'm already using it and I have it covered up, just whatever, something that you have that you don't mind getting dirty, like this will clean right off. It's like a bakeware mat, but I use it as a non-stick pad basically. And I'm going to be using a re-inker in that blue again. And we're going to mix it and make it colored, which is another great feature of these. You can make it whatever color you have of re-inker. You know what? Maybe I should use a flat one this time. The non-glimmery. Just so we can have a little experience using both of them. So I have this. Now I'm just going to be guessing, and you don't even have to necessarily fill up your entire project. You can do a swath of it and do the rest white, or leave it without anything and kind of have a artsy look to it, I guess, a kind of a faded background. And again, with this, you can make it as deep colored or light as you want. I don't think I want to go too bright with it, so I only put 1 drop on that. I hope this is on. Yeah, I'm on there, I guess. I just want it very subtle and light. You could even kind of keep it marbled if you don't want to like mix it all. It might kind of have a marble look. This is probably too much. I don't know. Let's see. So I'm just kind of putting it in the center for now. It's definitely got color to it, I can see. And it looks like we're doing the whole thing. I made too much. See, it's part of having to play with this stuff is you find that out. Like, okay, next time I shouldn't do as much, or I could use it on another project if I want something to match or that kind of thing. Like a tag, I could always put the rest on a tag, like one of these. Let's do that. Let's make coordinating tags with the leftover. You probably can't see that. Hope you can see that. Yes. All right, I'm going to take this excess and just scrape it off because I have a lot. And I'm going to put it down on this. Just kind of see how it looks to, oh, I can already feel it moving around, so that would have been better to tape it. Just kind of seeing how this will look. more here. Maybe if I use my bigger spatula, that might help. I can't find where I put it. Oh, there it is. Ooh, this one might work better. Nice big one. Ooh, yes, that is the ticket. That's way better. Oh, yeah. Ooh, nice and smooth finish. And then I will lift the stencil off. Ooh, oh, see, it leaked underneath. I wonder if that'll clean off. Shoot. You can kind of see how that looks. Looks like I can probably scrape that off. I need another baby wipe, or 10. I'm going to move this. I don't want to reveal it yet. And I'm going to see if I can clean up this little bit. Get that off. Yeah, that came off pretty well. It's not perfect, but not bad. So you do want to make sure you're not pressing your paste underneath your stencil. That can kind of happen easily, but just go with a nice, smooth, even pressure and it should be all right. What do you think? That's kind of cool. I think I will smooth out this little line on there, and there is some dimension to it. Just a little bit. But it would be cool for a background. I wonder if I can smooth that out right now. Well, kinda. Okay, I gotta quit obsessing about that one. Sorry, we gotta finish up here. Okay, guys, let's see how this one turned out. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love that. It's so pretty. And it has texture. Again, I don't know if that's showing on camera very well, but it does stick up off of the paper. And this one's going to dry matte. Oh, I think that one is pretty. I really like it. I'm just trying to let you see it. Good. Okay. That's got to be enough for one day. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all my messy adventures. Oh my goodness, I'm the messiest. Rachel laughs at me all the time. I don't know. I'm too impulsive, I think, and not careful enough. I just like to try this and that. This is how this one's looking. Ooh, it's kind of cool. I like that. And this was our first one with the shimmer and the not shimmer. Yeah, it doesn't really show that well. But the tone on tone really looks nice if you try it and have a very clean stencil first. And then it won't have the variations. But you just want to make sure you're spreading it evenly across and that all the little squares or whatever you're using get filled in, because can you see that some of them didn't? I didn't take my time and spread it very well. And so some of those squares didn't fill in. So I like to show you reality. Not everything's all perfect. As we do things, we're going to mess up, and we're going to not like some things, and we're going to love some things. It's just playing and trying and just trying different things. So hopefully with all of these ideas, you found a thing or two that you'll enjoy using and trying. And we will be back soon. Happy summer, and keep in touch. Thanks for tuning in.